I'm going back to school. I got called to go interview a student at the Turners Falls High School who's doing some interesting things with his local comic book club. We're going to see what he has to say, see if he needs some help, give him a few donations. We got a few books in the back for him. And fun fact, we're going back to my old high school. Yes, this is my high school. Turners Falls High School. I got out of there in 1997. Never thought I'd be back. Now, I should apologize in advance. Today's meeting was supposed to be a simple drop-off and no interview. The following discussion was unplanned and very raw. The conversation was just too much fun not to use. I hope you all enjoyed as much as we did. Hey everybody, I'm here with Khalifa Sek today, and he's doing some really cool stuff at his high school. Now, what made you start a comic club in the school?
So I started the club last year. It was an idea I had at the end of the school year of my sophomore year. So there was lead in the paint in the walls of my house. So we had to move all of our stuff into the basement so they could scrape all the paint off the walls. So all of my books were sitting in a box or in a tote in the basement, and I never brought them back upstairs because the box weighed 200 pounds. So I was thinking about how I have all these books that I like and I enjoy that I'm not going to pull them out and read them because they're in the basement and I've already read them. So I was thinking the comic book selection at the school library isn't very good. So I was thinking maybe it would be cool if I brought all the books to the library and I let people read them. So at the start of my junior year, I started planning. I talked to the librarian, Miss Martinelli, and she thought it was a good idea too. And then sports came up. I play field hockey, I play tennis, and I do the musicals. So I was busy for a lot of the year. But in the second semester, I finally got some free time on my hands after school. So every Wednesday, I came down to the library, to see if anyone wanted to read the books. And for a while, nobody showed up. But the last about month and a half of school, 3 or 4 people, they came every time, and we had a good time. We went on a trip to His and Hers Comics in Greenfield.
Is that your local comic hub for your club?
Yeah, it's definitely the closest comic book store.
So how far is Nishan's His and Hers Comics away from you?
It's 10 minutes away from the school. I do dual enrollment classes at Greenfield Community College, and it's on my way there. So.
Wait, so you're in college too?
Yeah.
So you're in high school. Wait, so to get this straight, you're a dual enrollment student, high school and college. You play field hockey and tennis. You do a comic book club, and that's your only club that you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How are your grades?
In one word, stellar.
Are you your own superhero? Why do you read comic books?
I read comic books because they're nice. I like my favorite superhero is Daredevil. Actually,
is Daredevil? Why?
It's just cool. Got good books. I like the TV show on Netflix. That's how I got into the character. I was I was like 12 years old or something, and I was scrolling on Netflix. I was looking up superheroes because I was 12.
Yeah.
And I saw Daredevil. I didn't know who Daredevil was. I knew Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But you kind of cold called Daredevil. You just jumped into it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I started watching the rest of the Netflix shows. I watched, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, all that. And then, I got a couple years later, I started, getting money, and I started buying comic books with that money.
Well, I mean, you came into money. It sounded a little shady there. You mean you got a job, or you got a sponsor or something?
Well, yeah, I got a job. Before that, I have a little baby brother. He's 4 years old. Yeah. So about 4 years ago, I started babysitting him, and my mom would give me money. I would use that money to buy comic books.
So your babysitting money went straight to comics. And what were some of the first comic books you bought with your own money?
I'm going to go grab it. This is the first comic book I ever bought with my money.
All right, so for people that don't know a lot about comic books, can you please describe a little bit about Runaways? It's very famous.
So Runaways is it's about this group of kids. They're regular teenagers, and then they find out that their parents are running a cult that kidnaps teenagers and sacrifices them to some dudes. And then
It's always a bunch of dudes.
It's always a bunch of dudes. It's 3 dudes. And they try to stop their parents, and that's where it starts, and then it keeps going.
So now, of all the comic books that you could have bought first, Khalifa, what made you buy Runaways instead of Hulk or Thor or Spider-Man?
So there was the Hulu show about the Runaways. I watched that, and I loved it. And my favorite part of it, well, my 2 favorite parts, I thought the Staff of One was super cool. And I thought when Carolina lights up that it looked really cool.
All right, so it's the show that really kind of inspired the book for you to buy. And then did you like the show or the book better?
I like the book better, but I do still like the show. But yeah, if you ask any of my best friends, they'll tell you that, like, I'm a Runaways super fan, world's biggest Runaways fan. I have a Discord server with some of my friends where we talk about, like, you know, comic book stuff, video game stuff like that. And my username on that server is #1 Runaways fan.
From the book and the Hulu show?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So when you were younger, were you influenced by friends or family on comic books, or is that just something you came into on your own, you think?
I wouldn't really say anyone that in my family I grew up around was really into comic books. I mean, I know my uncle, he liked reading Ninja Turtles 100 years ago when he was 12.
100 years ago, so he's about 150 now.
Give or take.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't really think specifically anyone influenced me to like comic books. I just know when I was young, at my grandma's house, I had Spider-Man curtains. She would buy me Spider-Man video games for my birthday.
All right, so Spider-Man, Daredevil, who's your favorite superhero now?
Right now, I would say my favorite superhero is Daredevil. My favorite comic book is Invincible.
And so if you could spend a day with any superhero, who would it be?
Probably Moon Knight.
Why?
I just think some shenanigans would occur.
Like what? What would you do with Moon Knight?
I don't know. Probably, get tripped up fighting some Egyptian deity. Something like that.
Well, now, when you were a kid, did you used to, like, dream, fantasize, living in, like, a superhero world, having powers, things like that?
I wouldn't say that I have an overactive imagination. I think I have an underactive imagination. I forgot what the term for it is, but in my head, I can't, like, visualize things.
Oh. It's at this point that the bell rang. I forgot that I was in a high school. Khalifa had to go to a pep rally, so we decided to continue the rest of the interview another time. Until then, I've left links below if you feel like following him or helping out his comic club. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to support our young comic readers.